Hello everyone, Dave Lamos here, and today we're back with another laboratory, which is Laboratory 4 for Advanced Database System, Database Administration, and Security. We'll be using MySQL for this and PHP MyAdmin for the uh, the CLI. Okay, so company DB. Then task 1, how to create database user, assign privileges, and then create one admin and one staff user, verify privileges. So let's try here. We must create a company DB. So in this case, I've already created the company DB, and then this will be the query for the assigning of privileges for the admin and staff user. So let's run this. So we have run it already, and let's verify the privileges by running show grants for admin user at localhost, since that is our host name. Then let's copy that for the staff user. Okay, so run. Okay, so we have the grants here already for the admin and for the staff. So I'm sorry about the noise. That was I guess a fireworks, since already almost Christmas. Okay, so let's proceed to task 2. So protect data from loss, research and implement primary keys and foreign keys, not null and unique constraints, identify at least 3 database security practices, principle of least, and then explain how this measures. Okay, so for the second part, primary keys and foreign keys, and then not null and unique constraints. Okay, for the second part will be creating a database. Okay, let's just create a very simple database for now inside this company DB. Okay, so I have a ready-made database here. Then let's run the SQL. This is just a test table with a primary key of ID, and then foreign key and not null unique constraint. Okay, so we'll run this. So let's run this. Let's try and run this. Okay, so we've created that one, and then database security and integrity to create. Let's create another table. I think this was on my recent laboratory, so we'll just disregard that for now. So let's create a table for with primary keys and foreign keys, and then not null and unique constraints, and then at least 3 database security practices, principles of least privilege, strong password policies, and SQL injection awareness. Okay, so let's just paste this one. So I'm creating 2 tables. not exist, department ID and department name. Then we have the department ID here as a foreign key. Then employee table, employee ID, full name and email, and then foreign key is our department ID, references, departments table. So what's next? Explain. So let's just create this one, and let's try and insert some information for this one. So let's insert into departments HR IT, and then employees, full name, email, department ID. Let's say Mark De La Cruz, mark@gmail.com, and then let's run it. Okay, so the principle of least privilege. For the explanation, give users only the permissions they need. So like staff has no permission to delete, so only the admin has the permission to delete records. And then strong password policies, using long passwords, mixed symbols, and should avoid 1 2 3 4 5 or common passwords. And then for the back end side, the system should hash the passwords for that one. Okay, so SQL injection awareness, never trust user input, use prepared statements and parameterized queries to prevent SQLi attacks or SQL injection attacks. Okay, so explanation how these measures protect the database. Primary keys help because each row becomes unique, so the data won't be messy or duplicated. And foreign keys help a lot because it prevents invalid connections, like an employee having a department that doesn't exist. So not null also is very helpful. It makes sure that important fields such as name and the name and then the department, the name and then the department names, they should not be empty and unique. The unique term or the keyword prevents duplicate values such as emails, and so you don't get repeated accounts. Security practices like least privilege reduces damage if a staff account gets messed up. So it's very important for your system to have that, especially if you're an organization or a corporation or a big company. Okay, so for the passwords, hashed passwords, and you should require regex. You should add regex pattern or guide to the users in order to create strong passwords. And you should not let weak passwords be entered into their accounts as their passwords, because that would also help ease the process for the attackers to get into your account or to get access into your account. So for the SQL injection awareness, you should protect the database from attackers using input fields to run. You should use the input fields as an example on how the attackers should attack. I will attack your system using harmful SQL commands. So that's why I have mentioned earlier that having parameterized connections for your database setup will be very helpful for this one. And then that's how you can improve your security measures for your database security and integrity. Okay, so backup and recovery management, research how to create database backup, export, restore database from backup, one full backup of company DB, simulate loss, delete the table, so restore. So let's try backing up this one. So to back this up, you need to click on import, and then we can click custom for this one. So let's just quick export a backup, export backup for this one. So export company DB SQL. So we have our backup here. Let's try deleting a table. So say table employees. Let's delete this privilege. No. Drop. Let's just stop this. Drop table employees. Enter. So you really want to execute. So let's. Stable employees is now gone. So let's import the let's import what is this? Okay, let's import. I don't know what happened there, but yeah, let's import an SQL here. So you just click import. Downloads. Okay, so here we have our company DB .sql. Let's import this one. Successful, but our database has an error department, so the duplicates are getting an error. So let's refresh and see. So I'm not sure why. So let's try deleting this whole database, and then let's try importing your company DB SQL. So it still has an error. Not sure why my SQL is getting an error for this one. So let me just. So we're back. I've noticed the issue on why we weren't able to import using our exported SQL file. So I'm having an error where it says that the company DB name of the database isn't found. So the reason is we haven't when we export the SQL file backup, it doesn't have the create database, then database name if not exists. So then let's say our database name, and then use the database name query, so it's not in our SQL file. So we have to create the company DB, and for earlier I guess we haven't we weren't able to navigate to our database for some reason, and it has an error of some sort. So let's just create the database here. So here we have company DB. Select the company DB, and then for click import, click import, and then choose our database file backup, and then import. So this should be the output. So results. Then for our employees data, we have deleted it recently. It is now been backed up. So yeah, an explanation why backup is important. So just like earlier, as you have noticed that we have deleted this one for the purpose of backup only, but we had an issue. So thankfully we really had exported a backup, so we still get to get the records back. So these are critical because if database gets deleted, corrupted, or attacked, so just like what happened earlier, it gets our employees table was deleted. So yeah, the business can restore the data fast and continue operations. Without backups, important records could be permanently lost, and that can cause downtime, money loss, and big problems for your company or for your personnel or whatever relates to your system. So that's basically it for laboratory 4. Thank you very much for watching, and yeah, I hope you have a very lovely and Merry Christmas.